Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Zaya, aka the Zambian Bookie. If you ain't a bookie, you're a rookie. So what are you waiting for? Join the gang and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing about a prominent Zambian figure that most of us millennials, new Gen Z, whatever, don't really know about. And that's the story of Adamson Mushala, Zambia's Robin Hood. Okay, so Adamson Mushala was a prominent member of the UNIP. He was a very good member, such an extent that the president of UNIP at that time, who was Kenneth Kaunda, sent him abroad to China for some sort of guerrilla training. I'm not really sure what that implies, but I think it just means like, okay, but I'll just look it up and put it somewhere here. Yeah, just so you guys can see. Yeah, so for that guerrilla training, his wife narrates of how she escorted him to the airport, and she was crying, and they had their first child, and she was pregnant with their first child at that time. I think first or second child, not really sure. Yeah, but she was pregnant, or she had a baby. Okay, something like that. Yeah. So he went to China, and he underwent some guerrilla training, which is like intense military training. I think. Yeah, and then the wife also talks about how he met this General Mao or something like that, and they ended up naming their first kid or second kid Mao. Yeah, and so when he came back to Zambia, since the whole point of him going under this guerrilla training was so that he can come and start fighting the white people who are in charge of the country at that time. Since he went like pre-colonial period. That's when he went to China. And when he came back, he was just like, oh, where did all the white people go? He just found like, oh, Zambia had already gone through independence. There was no need for him to fight to, those white people so that they can get back the land. And then he was like, okay. And he has been happy. He celebrated independence and whatnot. But then he was like, since I was such a good freedom fighter, I feel since according to his wife's narration, he was really into like animals and wildlife, and he even did some like game ranger training. Yeah. Bumpy storyteller, I know. Yeah, he did some game training, and he was like, okay, there's no white people to fight. I need to fight white people. I did my part. So why don't you guys give me at least a ministry of tourism and wildlife? And the president was like, no, and then he was like, but I did all this stuff for you. Like, I went through that British training for you so I can fight for your people. And then the president was like, no, we can't put you there. So out of frustration, him and all his followers got up and left and went to Angola, where he met another guy. I think his name was John see something, I'll put his name there. Yeah, and Jen became like kind of his mentor, who started teaching him more guerrilla training. Like, this was like even more intense than what he had undergone in China, like serious military stuff. And then in about 1975, 1972, somewhere there, he came back and he started fighting the government, because according to him, he saw a lot of things wrong with the government at that time. Like, for example, the president would go to pause and he would be running against a frog, and then he was like, this is not the Zambia I was fighting for. Give me the Zambia I was fighting for. And then he started fighting against the president. And then also, according to oral tradition or rumors around from people, they say this guy Mushala had some serious witchcraft juju stuff, to a point where he would just magically appear, eat the president's food, like in his face, but the president wouldn't know, and then he would just leave a comment note like, thanks for the meal or whatever. So he was like really bad. Yeah, so basically the president wasn't having it. Like, why is this guy eating my meals? This is unsettling. A lot of people were very disturbed by his juju ordeals, him disappearing and reappearing, and it just became like he's invincible. So people were kind of getting distressed. Like, we need to stop this guy. He's becoming too powerful. He's becoming a nuisance. He's eating the president's food. I mean, who does that? And he doesn't want the president standing against frogs on poor day. So what are we going to do? So they made this whole plan. Okay, for a lot of people, especially in northwestern side of Zambia, they saw him like this hero or anti-hero that everybody was looking up to, like, this powerful magician or whatever. Because you know Zambians, they love a good magical story with juju. Yeah. But for the president, it was like, no, this guy's eating my food, he has to go. So the president arranged some military personnel to take him out. And in 1982, he in northwestern province near his home. He used to live, I think, near Solwezi. He was ambushed, and then he was taken out. He was shot in the eye, and that's how he died. And then what they did was they even paraded his body at Solwezi General Hospital. And this was the tale of Zambia's Robin Hood. Okay, why was he called Zambia's Robin Hood? Some people say what he used to say was that he was going to take all the money from the rich people who were causing injustice in the country, and he was basically going to give all this money to the poor. Sadly, in all his time of reign, which was like about 7 years, because he started in about 1975 and he died in 1982 when he was gunned down. In all this time, when he was doing all this juju stuff, appearing and reappearing, eating with the president, stealing people's stuff, like rich people's stuff, he never really gave back to the poor. And that was kind of like sad for the people who really believed in him and his magical powers. Yeah. But for some people, they say he was actually a force for good. I don't know what you guys think about that, since he stood against the injustice of the time. Maybe he just went about it in the wrong way. Anyway, this is the story I had for you today. When you go among the Lunda people of northwestern province or in northern province, they'll tell you this is what's known as a milumbe. So there, this is the milumbe I had for you. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a big thumbs up. Don't be stingy. See you next time. Bye.